I feel like everybody is so used to seeing examples of what it looks like when men don't actually like you and when they hate you, but I'm here to prove to you and show what it looks like when a man not only likes you, but loves you, from our queen, Kamala. It is a little bit of a long watch, but I promise it's worth it.
Ooh, this is a reveal.
I've never been asked that.
See,
I did. Kentucky.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, that's so funny you asked me that question.
So it was a blind date. Seriously, a client meeting. Client came in, and after the meeting, it was kind of a tense meeting too. It was a woman, and she said, "Are you single? Why are you asking me that? Are you single?" I said, "Well, maybe. Do you know Kamala Harris, the Attorney General? Yeah. I think you guys would be great together." I'm like, "Okay." The client sent me her number. It's like, "Don't screw this up."
Oh, yes, my best friend set us up on a blind date, and she said, just trust me, just don't even, she wanted me to just kind of go into it, and she said, don't Google him. I did.
One of my buddies was in town, and we went to the Laker game.
Look at how he talks
And so, we did a couple of beers. I said, "What do you think?" I said, "Text her." So we sat there in the stands and came up with this text, which was something like, "Hey, it's Doug." And
You
she
guys
said,
composed it together?
We did.
Yeah.
So that's my review. And I did a text, "Hey, at the Laker game." And she said, "Go Lakers," which is funny.
I'm a Warriors
biggest
fan.
Warriors fan out there. The next morning, I made what I thought was a critical error. I decided early, I had an early meeting, I'm in the car, I was like, don't dial that number. Don't do it.
What time is this?
7:30 a.m.
7:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So I dial the number, of course she doesn't answer. I left this ridiculous voicemail, which she has saved and plays back to me on our anniversary every year. And then I'm like, "Hey, it's Doug." and it's 4 or 5 minutes of that. I'm like, "Oh my goodness. I'm never going to
You do a 4 or 5 minute message at 7:30 in the morning?
"Hey, it's Doug." And I'm thinking, okay, I blew it. I'm never going to see her. I thought I'd never hear from her again. But
It was just, it was adorable.
he did go on that first date. Love at first sight. We were literally talking about our future by the end of that first date. And that next morning, I'm sending her an email. "Here are my availabilities for the next 6 months." And 10 years later, 11 years later, here we are.
Do you see the way he's like gushing? He's just smiling. He is so happy to be in her presence the entire time. He could not stop smiling. And then when he was talking about her, I love that he was just his authentic self. When he decided to send that voicemail of like, "Hey, it's Doug," like that's his authentic self. And she loved that. And I love that she plays it back on their anniversary every year. I want to show you guys things like this because I want you to believe that there are men out there who do like and love you. It can happen. It does happen. There are men that do both. I think it's hard when we're so used to seeing the toxic side of like men that don't like women and put them down and try to humble them and embarrass them. And I'm here to show you that true love exists, that it does happen, that there are really good men out there. And I love them so much together. I saw this on my For You page and I was like, I gotta make a video about this because you can just see he's so happy to be, it's like golden retriever energy. He is just so happy to be in her presence. And I would say the same thing with my fiance. He's just so happy to be with me. Like we could be doing nothing and he'll just be like staring at me and I'm like, what? He's like, am I not allowed to just stare at you because you're so beautiful? And I'm like, how did I get so lucky? I manifested that. I manifested it. I knew what I wanted and I deserved and I manifested it. So this is your sign to never give up and don't pay the men any attention that do not give a crap about you. Only focus on men who do actually like and love you because it does exist.